Hello, all you creative people, and welcome to another video. Welcome to this new video on the tower defense game Frontline. In this video, I decided to focus on UI design because why not? UI design is just a simple thing I can work on and that looks good every single time. That's why I need to change in the first place, because it looked too good.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It didn't look good. Apparently, it didn't look the greatest, and that might be my fault. But at least, I decided to make a couple enhancements. The first thing I did is I decided to use a color palette. I got a color palette from the website flatUIcolors.com. The general goal of color palettes, as many of you may know, is that it is used to create a consistent UI feeling that, make sure your UI doesn't stand out. No particular part should stand out more than any other towards the color palette, and it helped with making my UI feel more consistent, and has definitely helped me when it comes to UI design. So if you really want to up your UI game, you can go to flatUIcolors.com. Yes, the American spelling of colors right now, and you can check it out. I also decided to make the general GUI, the general user interface fit each other more, like having the UI elements fit into the corners instead of sticking them out. I also decided to make it so that the UI only has corners where it isn't touching the border of the screen. So that made it look a lot better than the previous UI design I had before. After doing that, I decided to add more customizability when it came to the graphical options of the game. So if you're using the low or very low settings in the graphical settings, what you'll do is you'll finally change the background from being that procedural background into being a basic black. And hopefully I'll improve on that in the future by having the options like medium and stuff have different options, have different effects on the game as I make it more customizable. I also added slight controller support, very slight controller support. I'll be working on that in the next Frontline episode especially. As well, I'm also planning on working on a different tower that will soon be coming out in the next Frontline episode. So next episode will be pretty big. Today's episode was a pretty minor update when it came to Frontline due to the fact that I spent my entire week watching My Hero Academia. Great show. Most of the time I usually don't get caught up in watching a show or stuff like that. Instead, I usually tend to focus on my programming, but I don't know, I think I got addicted. Anyways, that has been this episode, an episode mostly focused on graphics and GUIs and just the general user interface of the game, which is always great. The more you can improve on the user interface, the more user-friendly it is, the more enjoyable it is to play your game. So just try and spend some time on user interfaces if you are creating a game, because people will notice when you have a good UI. And I hope to improve on my UI skills in the future as well. But anyway, that has been this episode on Frontline. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.